to all of my Pisceans. So let's get into it. If you'd like to contact me for personal reading, my email address as well as prices are in the description box below as usual. Let's get into this. Okay? All right. So for my Pisceans, the Queen of Cups, Two of Wands, Eight of Cups, Seven of Wands, the Nine of Swords. I'm going too fast, obviously. Stop it, rewind it, or you can slow it down, right? The High Priestess, the Strength, the Queen of Swords, King of Cups, and last but not least, you have the Nine of Cups. So for my Pisceans, a lot of cup cards, which I wouldn't be surprised. Pisces represents water signs. Cup cards are water. So, or wine. So, or other things. So, the Queen of Cups, Two of Wands, Eight of Cups. Some of you Pisceans getting from underneath the watchful eye of some people whom you think are a little bit too much in your business. This is them, right? Kind of spying on you, being a little bit too much in your business, wanting to know a little bit too much about what you're doing, right? Right? Them coming to you, acting like they have your best interest in mind, but then come to find out they actually don't. This is you as the Eight of Cups walking away because you realize that they don't have your best interest in mind, because every time they come around, they always know BS, right? And we all know those types of people, right? Those types of people where every time they come around, it's like, gosh, I wish you wasn't even around. I wish you wasn't here. We all know those types of people. The Seven of Wands and Nine of Swords. The Seven of Wands and Nine of Swords. This being a situation where a lot of you represents how you Pisceans. So a lot of you Pisceans finally have the space to breathe, finally have the space to do whatever you want. Since you got up underneath from the thumb of this person, and now you Pisceans are allowed to shine. That's exactly what it is that you plan to do. But as for right now, I'm seeing how a lot of you Pisceans are just taking the time to grieve, because unfortunately water signs can be a little bit too sensitive sometimes, you know, especially, you know what I mean? But that's my own personal thing, right? I'm not like taking shots, you know what I'm saying, at all, you know. I'm just saying that type of stuff because it's like, you know, in my own personal life, I'm like, you know, more people need to learn to stop being a little bit too sensitive, you know, toughen up a little bit. But the High Priestess, right? The High Priestess represents how the High Priestess and the Strength, right, represents. But you need to kind of watch out for your perception, right, about this, right? Because Pisces because see, the thing is that Pisces, Virgo, like Aquarius, Sagittarius, Capricorn, deals with a lot of disappointments. You know what I mean? Deals with a lot of disappointments in life, a lot of things that didn't necessarily go these people's way, that should have went these people's way. Because unfortunately, right, we're living in a very unfair world where, you know, this is a world full of criminality, right? Or people who try to weigh things in their favor, where they try to make fortune or success only weigh down in their favor. And they try to make it so that the wheel ultimately gets broken in their favor and in their favor only. But the High Priestess, right? The High Priestess and the Strength card represents how, and that person was one of those types of people, right? Regardless of, you know, whether or not they wanted to control you, police, government, whatever the situation is, right? People in your day-to-day life, whatever the situation is, right? And I'm not getting into all that nonsense, whatever the situation is, right? All that political crap. Because I don't get into politics. I don't really care. But the Queen of Swords represents how this is a situation where you have to pretty much pay attention to your perception, just as it is I was talking about with the other two cards. And what I mean by that is take care to not let your perception be so skewed in the sense of knowing disappointment so much to the point where now all of a sudden you start thinking that everybody in your life is going to disappoint you, or everybody who you meet is going to disappoint me. I know, or disappoint you, excuse me. I know disappointment quite well, right? Because I know there's going to be people in the comment section, well, you don't know disappointment. You don't know what it's like. Okay, relax. I have a Pisces ascendant, okay? And my sun is in Virgo, meaning I'm a Virgo, but but my ascendant is in Pisces. I know about disappointment quite well, right? So one of the things that having that Pisces energy has to deal with is learning how to forgive, in a sense of not forgiving in a moralistic perspective of forgiving the person who is attacking you. No, justice is harsh. Justice is served. Justice is harsh. Justice is swift. And if someone is going to do something against you, do your endeavor best to move away from them. And if they choose to follow you, then you basically destroy them totally. But the point that I'm trying to make here is when I say forgive, I mean forgive them in the aspect of not making crazy or idiotic decisions, making the right decisions, making good choices. And so you have the King of Cups and the Nine of Cups, right? So the King of Cups and the Nine of Cups represents how if you need help of that, right? If you need help figuring out what are good choices, because water signs are dangerous. You know what I'm saying? Like if you play with water signs and stuff like this, they can be quite dangerous. And like oftentimes, because of their mood swings. So it's like, you have to watch out for that type of stuff, right? You have to watch out for not making very terrible decisions, right? So when it comes to disappointment, what I suggest you do is really try to pay attention to what actually was going on in the situation. There needs to be a lot more talks, between people and their own selves, their own reflection, their own inner image, as well as analyzation of what's going on. A lot of times people don't analyze, which is what a Virgo is for. See what I'm saying? See, all of the Virgo attributes are being ignored. And that's part of why the planet is kind of going insane right now. Because Virgo deals with analysis. Virgo deals with common sense. Virgo deals with manifestation, or like bringing ideas and rooting it into something that you can actually apply. And what happens when you live in a world where people don't analyze things that hurt their feelings? They either leave it up in the air and they make it seem as if, well, they don't know what happened. And that's part of the reason why you have so much craziness. It's because if all this stuff keeps happening to you, eventually you're going to start to be like, well, why is this stuff happening to you? But if you don't ever analyze and you say, okay, well, this, that, and the third is why it went on, is because this person may have been insecure, and here's why, and here's how I know, right? Virgo is that record keeping. Virgo and Libra is that record keeping, that book file, that evidence, right? Of, okay, I've seen this before. So now that I've seen what someone looks like when they're trying to get me up underneath their control, now I know, okay, this is what it is that they're going to do. So I pretty much have to bounce away from them because I know they're trying something. That's happened to me many times, right? Where, like I'm so versed when it comes to just relationships now and just paying attention and learning, because I was a student of the game, still am, to the point where anything that comes across my desk, it's either one or two things. Either I'm able to identify it immediately and I'm like, nah, I'm out. And I can even explain to you, I'm out because, and tell you why I'm out, right? And show you this is the dynamic here, X, Y, Z, sort of blah, 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 or whatever. Or I've never experienced it before, and I want to go through that experience personally so that I can know, oh, okay, does this stuff happens like this? So when this happens, they're trying to line up for this and this. So now as I'm dating, right, sparingly, and I see X, Y, Z happening, I'm like, nah, I already know what it is that you're going to do. So let's clarify the Nine of Cups. You have the Two of Wands, Five of Wands, Six of Swords. So ultimately, again, it's the same thing, right? So it shows that you need this level of experience, right? Which is what Earth can provide. You need experience. You need to evolve. You need to learn. You need to see what's going on so that you can make better decisions in the moment. But you're never going to be able to do that if you're sheltered or if you're sheltering yourself. So that's pretty much it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Peace.